What if the next version of artificial intelligence builds itself? Anthropic co-founder Jack Clark is warning that AI systems could begin recursive self-improvement by 2028. This shift is already starting to unfold. The concept of recursive self-improvement is simple enough. You have an AI that writes better AI. That new version then writes an even better version, creating an accelerating loop of intelligence. We are already seeing the earliest stages of this today. Current AI models can generate code, debug software, and solve engineering tasks faster than many junior developers. The critical vulnerability happens at the exact moment humans step out of the loop. If an AI system modifies its own core architecture without requiring human approval, we lose the ability to understand its underlying logic. Predicting how that system behaves then becomes mathematically impossible. History shows us that humanity is exceptionally good at creating powerful technology, but we consistently struggle to control systems once they surpass our own comprehension. While researchers debate the timeline of superintelligence, millions of workers are dealing with an immediate economic reality. For months, AI has been cited as a leading cause of corporate layoffs. Companies aren't replacing entire employees at once. They use AI to replace specific tasks, the predictable, repetitive parts of a workflow. What is left requires a different worker. Humans must supervise AI, verify outputs, and handle complex strategic decisions. Even if your entire job doesn't vanish, AI is absorbing enough of it to systematically lower your value and leverage in the modern workplace. That same automation is now being turned toward voters. Intelligence reports indicate that Iran is heavily utilizing AI-generated content to manipulate the American public. Instead of traditional political ads, they are using a tactic called reflexive control. They distribute culturally resonant slopaganda, Lego-style animations, memes, and rap music, explicitly designed to stoke tribalism and mock political figures. The speed of this technology allows a single operation to generate thousands of fake personas and hyper-targeted emotional messaging on an industrial scale. These campaigns do not need to convince voters of a specific fact. Their goal is to create total confusion, proving that in the AI age, controlling perception is a far more effective weapon than controlling the truth. Meanwhile, major publishing houses are fighting a legal battle over how these AI systems actually acquired their intelligence. They are suing Meta for copyright infringement. High-profile authors like Scott Turow are leading the charge, arguing that tech companies are executing unauthorized scraping of their intellectual property to train massive models. The core allegation is that Meta bypassed legal licensing markets and instead fed its AI with millions of pirated books pulled from shadow libraries. This lawsuit targets individual executive accountability. Publishers allege Meta's CEO personally authorized the order to halt licensing efforts and lean on a fair use defense. If developers can freely scrape pirated media to build commercial products, it raises a serious question about who actually owns human knowledge in the digital economy. These risks are also becoming deeply personal. In Pennsylvania, state officials are currently suing the platform Character.AI. Investigators discovered a chatbot on the platform posing as a licensed psychiatrist and actively dispensing mental health advice to users. Mimicking human empathy for people who are deeply isolated and vulnerable creates a high risk of psychological harm. We tend to think of AI as invisible software living in the cloud. In reality, every generated image and chatbot response requires an enormous physical footprint. Communities are starting to push back. In Box Elder County, Utah, residents are protesting a 40,000-acre data center project backed by investors like Kevin O'Leary. Locals are fighting against extreme light pollution, industrial noise, and the immense drain on local water supplies needed to cool hyperscale servers. As outlined in this report, advocacy groups are warning that these centers provide empty economic promises, offering very few permanent jobs, while continuously extracting regional resources. Then there is the energy cost. The soaring demand for electricity to power these AI centers forces the continued operation of polluting fossil fuel facilities. While AI races towards recursive self-improvement in the digital realm, it is physically consuming our world to do it. Our window to enact regulations and force humans back into the loop is closing right now.